In the whirlwind of today's world, where every thought, feeling, and moment is broadcast to the masses, we must ask ourselves, what truly matters to us? What is sacred? We live in an age where the temptation to overshare, to divulge every fragment of our existence, seems more compelling than ever. Social media, casual conversations, and even our closest relationships have become platforms for constant exposure. But in this sea of noise, we must not forget one profound truth. Not everything deserves to be shared. In the ancient philosophies that have guided humankind for centuries, such as Stoicism, the power of silence, discretion, and inner strength is recognized as a key to living a life of virtue and peace. The Stoics understood that restraint has strength and that what we choose to keep close to our hearts defines our essence. This concept has become diluted in a world obsessed with visibility, yet the wisdom of keeping certain things private is as relevant today as ever. By holding back, we protect our inner sanctum, our narrative, and our peace of mind. When we overshare, we risk surrendering these precious aspects of ourselves to the judgment of others. We allow external forces to dictate how we feel about our journey, clouding our sense of self with doubt, anxiety, and misplaced validation. True strength does not lie in sharing every vulnerable piece of ourselves, but in knowing what to safeguard and torture in silence until the time is right. As we move into a new year that calls for reflection, growth, and self-preservation, let us remember this ancient wisdom. Some things are meant to be kept private and guarded like treasures. In a world that demands constant exposure, the art of discretion is not just a choice. It is a powerful act of self-respect. It is a declaration that we are not defined by the world's opinions, but by the integrity we choose to uphold within ourselves. 1. Future plans and goals. There is a quiet power in the unseen journey, in the dreams we protect and cultivate in silence. In this era where everyone is eager to share their goals, ambitions, and plans for the future, the Stoic reminds us that some of our deepest aspirations are sacred and should be kept close to the chest. Exposing our plans before they have taken root exposes them to the winds of doubt and ridicule. In the rush for validation, we risk allowing the world's noise to shape our path, steering us away from the unwavering purpose within us. The Stoic understands that the journey toward greatness is personal and often misunderstood by others. The world is quick to question, mock, and so quickly. It is not for the world to dictate our worth or the viability of our plans. When we share our goals prematurely, we invite the judgments of those who may not see the value of our vision, who may not believe in our potential, or worse, who may wish for our failure. No matter how well-intentioned, these external opinions can erode our confidence and delay our progress. In the wisdom of the ancients, the quiet cultivation of one's goals is an act of integrity and strength. By keeping our ambitions private, we allow them the space to grow unchallenged, to mature without interference. Only when the work is done, when the results speak for themselves, we reveal our journey, not for validation or approval, but as a testament to the power of quiet perseverance. Let your actions echo your intentions, and let the world see your success only when it is undeniable and can no longer be dismissed or doubted. This way, you protect your dreams and the essence of who you are, unyielding, focused, and faithful to your purpose. 2. Personal health struggles. In a world where vulnerability is often paraded for attention, there is a quiet wisdom in keeping our health struggles to ourselves. The Stoic philosophy teaches that our bodies, minds, and spirits are sacred, private sanctuaries not to be exposed to the judgment or unsolicited opinions of others. When we share the intimate details of our physical or emotional battles too freely, we expose ourselves to various voices, many of which are ill-equipped to offer proper support. The world, eager to provide advice and criticism, does not always know how to nurture what is fragile or broken within us. The true strength lies in maintaining sovereignty over our health narrative. When we keep our struggles private, we preserve our dignity and sense of agency. Our health is personal. Our battles, though difficult, are ours to face with grace and resilience. In a culture that thrives on sharing, the Stoic finds solace in silence, knowing that external opinions, no matter how well-meaning, often dilute our focus and distract us from the inner clarity we need to heal. By choosing to shield our health struggles from the public eye, we ensure that the doubts, fears, or judgments of others do not taint our journey toward recovery or strength. This is not to say that we should isolate ourselves or refuse support, but rather that we must be intentional in who we allow into the intimate spaces of our lives. Those who genuinely care and offer empathy without judgment deserve our trust. In the quiet strength of our private struggles, we reclaim control over our healing, knowing that the world does not need to witness every wound to recognize our worth. The path to true strength lies in the ability to rise, not in the display of our scars, but in the quiet power of persistence and inner resolve. 3. Vulnerabilities and fears. There is a unique power in recognizing our vulnerabilities, yet an even greater strength in knowing which are meant to remain hidden from the world. The Stoics understood that fear is an inherent part of the human experience, but it does not define us. Our response to fear does. When we share our vulnerabilities with the wrong people, we expose our weaknesses and give others the power to shape our narrative. In this fragile exchange, our trust in others can be shattered, leaving us open to manipulation, misunderstanding, or judgment. Our vulnerabilities, whether doubts, insecurities, or past traumas, are deeply personal and should be treated as such. The Stoic teaches us that we are not to suppress these emotions, but to understand them, face them, and, most importantly, protect them. Just as we would defend a flame in a storm, we must shield our most profound fears from those who would extinguish them with harsh words or cold indifference. When we share our vulnerabilities too freely, we risk relinquishing control over how we perceive ourselves and our journey. Not every person in our life deserves access to this sacred space. Only those who will walk beside us with compassion, understanding, and strength are worthy of hearing the fears that we struggle to speak. In the quiet, unspoken moments of self-reflection, we cultivate the resilience needed to rise above our fears and transform them into sources of growth rather than shame. The ancient Stoics knew that fear loses its power when we face it with wisdom and courage, not allowing others to exploit it. By keeping our vulnerabilities close, we retain control over our story and allow ourselves the time and space to heal, grow, and emerge stronger. In its purest form, vulnerability is not about seeking validation from others, but accepting ourselves wholly without needing external approval. In silence, this sacred space of self-awareness and strength, we deny conquering our fears and becoming the masters of our destiny. 4. Family issues. Family is the foundation upon which our lives are built, a sacred space that deserves to be protected from the chaos and judgment of the outside world. In the fast-paced, always connected society we live in today, it is all too easy to air the private struggles within our families, to let their vulnerabilities spill into the public domain. But the Stoic philosophy teaches us that the most intimate matters, the challenges, tensions, and imperfections every family faces, are not for public consumption. These are the sacred bonds that should remain untouched by those who do not understand, care for, or respect the sanctity of our relationships. When we share family matters with those outside our circle, we risk not only exposing the private struggles of our loved ones, but also weakening the very foundation that keeps us strong. Every family has its hardships, but within the walls of our homes, in the quiet moments of reflection and resolution, we are meant to heal, grow, and find strength in one another. The world outside may judge, gossip, or offer unsolicited advice, but proper resolution and peace come from working through challenges together, not broadcasting them to the world. In Stoic thought, There is immense power in maintaining the integrity of these relationships by keeping them private and shielding them from the noise attempting to break them down. Family is not a spectacle. The quiet, unwavering force supports us in times of hardship. By keeping family struggles private, we protect not only the bonds between us, but also the dignity of our loved ones. We honor the sacred trust within these relationships, ensuring they are subject to the judgments and expectations of a world that is too quick to criticize. Within the family, we learn the true meaning of loyalty, forgiveness, and unconditional love, qualities that cannot be nurtured when exposed to the harsh light of public scrutiny. To preserve the sanctity of our family life is to protect our most profound and valuable connections. The Stoics believe that the strength of a person is rooted in their ability to guard their inner circle, to choose wisely what to share and what to keep close. So, let us honor our families, not by showcasing their struggles, but by cherishing them in silence and standing together in the face of adversity without allowing the outside world to tear us apart. The true strength of family is found not in its perfection, but in its resilience and ability to weather storms without losing its core. 5. Secrets and trust. In the fabric of our relationships, some threads must remain untangled, woven in secrecy, protected from the sharp eyes of the world. The Stoic wisdom teaches us that when someone places their trust in us, whether by sharing a secret, a vulnerability, or a deep personal fear, they entrust us with something far more precious than words. They are giving us a piece of their soul, a fragile trust that, once broken, can never be fully restored. In our world of constant exposure, where everything seems to be fodder for public consumption, the ancient philosophy of Stoicism reminds us of the sacred responsibility we hold when entrusted with another's truth. To keep a secret is not merely a passive act. It is an active expression of integrity and respect. In holding someone's trust, we honor their confidence and our character. Stoicism teaches that our actions must align with our inner values, and when we protect a secret, we demonstrate our commitment to those values. In the quiet acts of guardianship, in the choice to keep something sacred even when temptation calls, we build the foundation of authentic relationships. When we betray that trust, however, we lose something far more profound than the mere confidence of others. We lose our integrity, a quality that can be challenging to restore once tarnished. The world is full of voices eager to share the stories of others, gossip, and reveal those that should remain hidden. But to share someone's secrets for the sake of attention, validation, or any selfish gain is to undermine the very essence of human connection. Secrets are not mere pieces of information. They are burdens, wishes, fears, and dreams that deserve to be protected. By keeping these secrets, we demonstrate our loyalty and our ability to act with wisdom, understanding that trust is fragile and, once broken, never quite the same again. In the realm of Stoic philosophy, protecting a secret is an act of strength. It is about maintaining control over our impulses, staying grounded in our values, and not succumbing to the pressures of the outside world. The true power lies not in our secrets, but in our integrity while holding them. By safeguarding the trust that others have placed in us, we demonstrate our ability to rise above the noise, protect what is sacred, and uphold our character in a world that often values sensationalism over substance. The strength of character from keeping a secret is a quiet, unwavering force that builds lasting relationships and is a testament to our integrity. 6. Good deeds. There lies a timeless truth in pursuing virtue. True goodness does not seek the limelight. The Stoic teachings remind us that our actions should not be performed for the praise or recognition of others, but for the intrinsic value they bring to the world. The act of kindness, generosity, or service is not diminished by its lack of public acknowledgement. Often, the most profound acts of goodness remain unspoken, carried out quietly in the background, without needing applause or validation. To share our good deeds is to seek external affirmation, to place our worth in the hands of others, and to lose sight of the more profound satisfaction that comes from acting in alignment with our actual values. When we broadcast our good deeds, we shift the focus from the act to our image to the approval we hope to gain from those who witness it. This desire for recognition robs the act of its purity, for the Stoic believes that virtue is its reward. To act virtuously, not for gain but out of a sense of duty and moral integrity, is to live in harmony with the higher self, the part of us that seeks to align with the world's natural order. The wisdom of the ancients teaches us that virtue cannot be measured by the applause of others, but by the quiet satisfaction of knowing we have done what is right, regardless of who sees it. When shared for its own sake, goodness becomes an offering to the world, not a transaction for our ego. In the silence of our actions, when no one is watching, we truly embody the Stoic ideal. To perform good deeds without seeking recognition is to preserve the sanctity of the act itself, allowing it to exist solely for its inherent value. This is the essence of Stoic living, acting not out of a desire for external validation, but because it aligns with our understanding of right and just. In this pursuit, we free ourselves from the need to be seen, celebrated, or praised. We return to the wisdom that the Stoics upheld, that the noblest deeds are done in quiet service, without expectation or fanfare. The world may overlook them, but in the silence of our virtue, we become more prosperous in spirit, more potent in character, and more deeply connected to the timeless truths that have guided humanity for centuries. True goodness, unacknowledged, remains a sacred and powerful force, a force that, in its quiet strength, reshapes the world one act at a time. 7. Financial details. In the quiet sanctity of our personal lives, few things are more vulnerable than our financial matters. The Stoic philosophy teaches us to hold our material wealth with a sense of detachment, understanding that our actual value is not measured by what we own, but by the character we cultivate. Yet, in a world where wealth is often flaunted and judged, there lies an inherent power in keeping our financial details private and exposing our economic situation, whether prosperity or struggle, invites external judgment that can cloud our self-worth. The world is quick to label, praise, or condemn based on the digits in a bank account, yet the Stoic understands that our relationship with money must be one of purpose, not pride. When we keep our financial matters to ourselves, we preserve the integrity of our intentions. In its most accurate form, money is a tool to live a virtuous life, help others, and sustain our responsibilities. It is not an indicator of our worth as individuals, nor should it be treated as a measure of success. The Stoic finds richness not in wealth but in wisdom, virtue, and self-discipline. By keeping our financial matters private, we protect ourselves from the distractions and pressures of comparisons or envy. In a society that often defines success by visible wealth, we must remain vigilant, understanding that the true wealth lies not in what we accumulate, but in how we use what we have to live with purpose and integrity. In choosing to keep our financial details private, we free ourselves from the judgments of others and maintain the space to make decisions based on our values rather than external expectations. Whether we are experiencing abundance or scarcity, the Stoic teaches us to hold our financial situation with humility, never allowing it to define us or sway our sense of self. Money is a transient force, ever-changing and fleeting, but the integrity we carry within ourselves is permanent. By guarding our financial details, we protect our privacy and ensure that our financial journey remains aligned with the deeper purpose of our lives, not for validation, but for the pursuit of true freedom and self-mastery. In a world of constant noise and external demands, the greatest act of self-preservation is the conscious decision to protect your peace and integrity. The Stoic philosopher, ever vigilant of the distractions that pull us from our true selves, understands that inner tranquility is a treasure that must be guarded with utmost care. Peace is not a passive state but a cultivated practice, a deliberate choice to remain grounded amidst the chaos. Every moment we expose our deepest selves to the judgments, expectations, and pressures of others is a moment we relinquish control over our inner world. The Stoic response is clear. Protect your peace by choosing wisely what to share, who to trust, and when to speak. Integrity is the quiet strength that underpins our ability to navigate the tumult of life with unwavering purpose. It cannot be compromised or surrendered for approval or external validation. In the face of criticism, envy, or misunderstanding, the Stoics remain unmoved, for their integrity is rooted not in the opinion of others, but in their commitment to their values. To protect your peace is to protect your integrity, to guard the quiet space within you that allows for clarity of thought, purity of action, and a sense of alignment with your most authentic self. It means rejecting the lure of drama, gossip, and judgment and instead focusing on what is within your control, your response, your actions, and the strength of your character. When we expose too much of ourselves, our struggles, our dreams, our vulnerabilities, we invite the world to shape our narrative, to define us according to their standards. The Stoic calls us to stand firm, to create boundaries that allow us to remain the architects of our own story. By protecting our inner world, we preserve the integrity of who we are, untainted by the fleeting opinions of others. This is not a withdrawal from the world, but a return to our core, where our peace is unshaken by the turbulence surrounding us. Protecting your peace and integrity is an act of self-respect, a reminder that you are the keeper of your soul and that only you can decide what has access to your heart and mind. In the practice of Stoicism, we learn that true strength is not in the external victories or the applause we receive, but in the quiet moments of self-reflection, in the resilience we show when the world tries to pull us in 1,000 directions. To protect your peace is to hold fast to the virtues that guide you: courage, wisdom, justice, and temperance. It is to act with integrity, regardless of the noise, and live a life rooted in the deep knowledge that your worth is not defined by what others think of you, but by how steadfastly you walk in alignment with your principles. Conclusion. As we navigate the complexities of modern life, it is essential to remember that not everything needs to be shared, and not every part of our journey should be exposed to the world. The ancient wisdom of Stoicism teaches us the power of discretion, the value of guarding what is sacred, and the strength found in protecting our inner world. In a world that celebrates oversharing and external validation, we must resist the temptation to reveal everything, knowing that some aspects of our lives are meant to remain private, nurtured in silence, and shared only with those who truly understand and honor our essence. Keeping our plans, struggles, vulnerabilities, and successes close to the chest protects our peace, integrity, and ability to live purposefully. This is not about isolation but intentionality, preserving the sanctity of what is essential and letting go of the need for constant external affirmation. In doing so, we reclaim control over our narrative, ensuring that we remain the architects of our own lives, guided by our values and not by the fleeting opinions of others. As you reflect on these teachings, I encourage you to apply them in your own life and protect the treasures of your mind, body, and soul. Understand that true strength lies in silence, restraint, and the quiet power of self-respect. The world may demand your attention, thoughts, and dreams, but you can choose what to share and with whom. By mastering this art, you will find a sense of peace that cannot be found in the world's noise. If this message resonates with you, and if you seek to continue your journey of self-mastery, personal growth, and Stoic wisdom, I invite you to subscribe to this channel. Together, we will explore the ancient teachings that have stood the test of time and discover how to apply them in our daily lives. Let us walk this path of wisdom, integrity, and peace, knowing that the greatest strength comes not from what we reveal but from what we choose to guard.